Let's talk about 310 division. You knew this was going to come up. Orders issued under the Emergency Care Establishment Bylaw. So what's going on?
I'm not really, I mean, there's no real concern. These are provincial fire standards and these are provincial health and building standards.
Is it just that though? I mean...
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, York. Like this isn't nobody, sorry, using Mandy Martin's term, no one here is a sleep police, York. Let's just call it what it is. This isn't the first inspection. There's been multiple inspections. There's been multiple education opportunities. The bylaw has been in there numerous times, working with staff and working with the operators of 310 to get them in compliance. And once again, we showed up and they weren't. So issues are ordered. Not sure there's much more to the story. If a bar was serving booze after 2 o'clock at night, we would go in and issue orders. We wouldn't do it the first time. We would educate, but if they kept doing it, then eventually consequences have to be dealt.
So is it a case there was nothing done with the first warnings and visits, or did they shift anything around, change anything, take some out? I mean, we're now talking about the lazy boy chairs and basically we're talking about sleeping.
So there's a big difference, York, between sleeping and being passed out from drug intoxication. Let's be very clear here. I don't speak about specifics because I don't know the specifics, because I'm not a bylaw enforcement officer, I'm not the fire department, and I don't know fire code or building standards. That's professionals' jobs to know that. But what I do know is there's a major difference between someone nodding off and falling asleep in a chair comfortably and someone knocked out from a drug-induced state. That's not safe, York, because you can't evacuate someone who's intoxicated from drug use. So I don't like the spin that's been put on it by some members of the public that, well, why aren't people allowed to sleep? The fire department's not in there to tell people they can't sleep. But if you can't shake someone awake when they're there because they are so out of it, that is not appropriate. And I need to be very clear, there is a very big distinction here. Now the removal of the chairs, and well, ask Transition House why they did that. That had nothing to do with Cobourg's order. Zero to do. They chose to do that after. That was not part of our order, that was not part of our request, that was not part of anything. That was a decision made by either Transition House or the county to get into compliance with their fire plan. And that's the big point here, York. None of these things are the things Cobourg mandated. These are the forms they filled out. So their staffing requirements, they filled out those requirements. Their fire plan, they were the one to submit their fire plans. So it's not that we've come in and arbitrarily enforced rules. These are the rules that they agreed to, signed up to, and committed to in order to obtain their license. Why aren't they following their own standards?
Well, here's what I don't understand. Somebody gets intoxicated out on the street. They go into Transition House, which is what it is for them to have a safe place, and they pass out. Whether they're passed out in an easy chair or passed out in a upright chair or on the floor.
So I'll give you a better situation, York.
Right?
There's a fire and 3 people die because they were intoxicated. Who's liable for that, York?
Well, that's a question for the lawyers. I don't know.
Well, we would be. As Cobourg, if we knowingly allow fire code prevention, that's my fire chief who's liable. So, because if he's not doing his job under provincial mandate, then he is liable. You see, that's the thing, York, is people think, oh, well, you know, any shelter is better than no shelter. Not for people like the fire chief, not for people like the town of Cobourg, who would be sued by those individuals for failing to uphold basic provincial standards.
Okay, I want to get some more information on that. We're almost out of time. Open house coming up?
Sorry, open house
for Transition House for the area?
Oh yeah, not an open house, it's going to be a town hall meeting.
Town hall meeting, when is that? Let's get.
We haven't scheduled it yet, we need to find moderators, it all has to happen. And I mean, York, the reality is that no one here, we all know that there are individuals in our community who need care. Full
Absolutely.
Stop. But just because they're vulnerable doesn't mean they don't deserve the most basic of safety and health standards. And this constant narrative that, well, we should just let them do whatever, is what's got us here in the situation. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Just because you don't own a home doesn't mean you don't deserve the same basic protections that you and I have. Just because you have a drug issue doesn't mean you don't deserve the most basic fundamental protections under our provincial standards. And this narrative that is being spun to say that Cobourg bylaw and fire are somehow hurting, I have to push back. Who were the ones that went into the encampment to make sure every tent was fire safe? Cobourg Fire did.
And fair enough, Cobourg Fire did spend a lot of
Hold
time
on.
there. We are out of time.
Wow, of
I
course
do
we
want to
are.
pick this up. I do want to pick this up next time because this is a conversation we're going to have for a time to come for sure. And
Well,
see what-
until Transition House starts maintaining a safe environment for the residents of 310, this is a conversation we're going to continue to have.
and we'll continue.